Alright, the third time is a charm for this video. So I thought it was working last time and it got messed up. So since we just talked about this in the stream, let's just go over everything here. So let's just go out. Custom League, it's going to be Graveyard FL, not Florida Fantasy League. Already got 12 people in. Cool. I'm going to pull up Discord because, as I said, if anyone has questions, I can see it because I still have everything open. We're in the forming stage. We can't actually start anything until we have all 30 people sign up. So that's the first order of business. I'm going to go through before I go to sleep tonight. I'm going to have every team, their Twitch name, their Discord name. If they're not in Discord, we work on that. Their PSN name. If I'm not friends with them, we work on that because I need a couple things. One, you need the PSN name so you can be invited into the league. That's obviously a way for your opponent to message you. For those that haven't played, you have something similar to this. Members. So you can look at the members list and it'll show the status if they're online or offline. If they're online and you have a game played, it should be as simple as clicking their name and challenge. And then you hop into a game. All the settings are already there, but you just hop into the game, boom, done. As you can see here, the commissioners, Strikeout, myself, and Bluefire Mage, we all have permissions. If a game needs to be reset, you'll come to one of us, let us know. We'll have our own little separate channel to discuss stuff in private so we don't flood the general section or league discussion section with anything. So we'll have the ability to do a lot of stuff. We'll go through and make all the moves too. Clone will be included in that as well. As you can see here, we can simulate games reset if need be. Sliders. This is something that we could look at later on, but there's a lot of options, win being one for sure. Yeah, but we can kind of impact if there's things that we can collectively agree on we don't like, we can mess around with the slider some. I don't like to for various reasons, but we have the flexibility of doing it. I have no problems doing it if it makes everyone happy. So let's talk about the settings here. Let's relax. Not stressing out about anything. Invite only. I'm going to send invites, not putting up a password. I mean, that could work, but then you have, potentially people signing up that aren't that team's owner. 30 teams. 8. Don't know why I did that. So a reminder is full standings. We're all in basically one big division, and that's it. So the top 8 records will make the playoffs, not NL West, NL Central, AL East, all that stuff. It's going to be the top 8 records seeded play. So as of now, I have it set to the postseason is best of 3 for essentially the DS and Conference Championship Series, and then the World Series best of 5. We can change this, but we have plenty of time, not worried about it right now. This is a little bit different than what you think. So we have to play everyone. So it's a minimum of 29 games. And you can play everyone up to a max of 7, which is like a 200 game season. But we're going to do 29 games. So we're playing 2 games a week. It's Hall of Fame, difficulty for pitching and hitting, the usual, no balks, no injuries. I know I'm missing something else, but the general rules that you'll see in tournament play, and it's 2 games a week. So 2 9-inning games a week. You're more than welcome to play ahead of pace. That's not a problem if you finish early or if we all generally finish early, but it's just the minimum is 2 games. So we'll check in at the end of the first month from start date to see what we're looking at. Some people, if they're lagging along slow, this little quick tap in the butt. Otherwise, there's the option of simming games just to get them up to speed. That way we're all collectively moving on. The more active people are, the faster we finish seasons, the more seasons we can get in. This is off. So no DH, just pitching. So Otani for blue, congrats. For anyone else that can hit with a pitcher, congrats, but no DH. So let me save that. As I said, for this we have to wait until all teams are filled, so we can't advance that. Obviously, the roster is going to get changed around for various reasons. So let's talk about a couple things here. Trades. The way that trades work, can't even look at anything right now. You're able to trade up until you are 2/3 of the way done with your season. Once you hit that mark, and it will tell you how many games you have left to play before you're X'd out of trades. So you can only trade with people that are able to trade. Period. There's nothing else you can do. So once you're locked out, you're done for that season. That's not to say you can't discuss trades for the off season, so to speak. But in general, there's nothing else you can do. We'll have, while the postseason's going on, we can still play with our teams. I'll have something set up for like a kind of a consolation tournament for those that want to participate in that. Prizes for that as well. Obviously, prizes for the World Series participants and the winner. There will be no trade committee. We just talked about in the stream. I trust you guys to not do anything like outlandish. I trust you guys not to do anything crazy as far as helping a buddy out because I'm missing the playoffs, so I'm going to give you my best player. You're not, I will say the only thing that 100% will not happen, just making sure there's no one typing there. You cannot trade for a player back. Once you trade that player away, you can't get him back. That way it prevents something unless it's from a different team. So if I trade Bueller to strikeout, I can't get Bueller back from strikeout. If he trades Bueller to someone else and then I trade back, fine. But you're not going to be able to trade back for the same player. Essentially no borrowing of players. Cool. Now we talk about the draft. Clearly that's been a topic of a lot of interest over the last couple of days because it's not moving as fast as I think a lot of us would like for it to move. So this is what we're going to do starting Saturday because I need to give people time to do stuff. We have to get through 25 rounds. So the plan is starting Saturday, the time window is going to be 8 a.m. Pacific to 8 p.m. Pacific. While we're on the clock for those 12 hours, people will be on the clock. If you don't make your pick within that time period, then we're going to go with the idea the strikeout had, which is going to be essentially best player available. So I need everyone. And if you don't want to have to use this, that's totally fine. But I need everyone before Saturday to send me a list ranking your position. So we have starting pitcher, relief pitcher, closer, and then all of the pitchers around the diamond. Catcher, first, second, third, short, left, center, right. If you want to go into more detail, lefty reliever, starting pitcher 2, starting pitcher 3, 4, 5, whatever, you're more than welcome to. That way I know specifically if you don't pick when your pick is up, boom. I can look at and say, well, this is the position that this player wanted or this person wanted. This is the best player available at that position, boom. If you have a list and you want to provide me a list of players, that works too. I understand we all get busy, I really do. But if we don't do something, it's going to take forever to get this done. We're a couple of weeks in and we are still on, we just started round 5 today. I will always go off the best player list first, but the position is there. So if I have nothing from you, then basically that's what I'm looking at. Otherwise, I'm just going to go best player available, and I'm going to look at your roster and just say, hey, is there a spot? Cool. This is the best player available. That's who you get. There's still going to be trades, so if you miss a pick, it's not the end of the world. You're still going to have trades. You're still going to have good players that you can move around. Trades are going to be, there's not a limit to how many trades you can make during the season. So that's not an issue. But we have to do something to speed this up. And then towards the end, the hope is that we get to a point where everyone's just like content. We have stuff and then we can just auto until we can get to the actual game. Because we still have to get guys, to the right teams and everything and moved around. So my hope is that we can officially kick this league off on the 11th. I don't even work that day. So I'm hopeful that at 3 p.m. or 4 p.m., sometime in the afternoon on the 11th, that we can start the league. Worst case, the 13th, that Monday, give us the whole weekend. So 2 weekends plus the middle, this entire week to do a draft. One last thing. I'm off next Thursday. No graveyard, no afternoon shift, anything. I'm not allowed to work. Thursday, in a perfect world, we can knock out essentially the rest of the draft for a huge chunk. So that going on the weekend, we'd be able to move, really work on getting players moved around. We can start now. Priorities, though. We'll talk about that. Obviously, I'm going to be watching WrestleMania Sunday and Monday. I will be relatively free during the day. So, if we can get picks moving, awesome. If not, work on getting guys moved around. The first thing that I need from you guys, though, the main takeaway from this is, one, I need you, and I will have a spreadsheet because this is how we're going to be able to get in contact with our opponents. How do you contact them all outside of the PlayStation, Twitch, and Discord? So I need Twitch name, your Discord name if I don't have it. Your nickname will be added, so for people that are, me, I'm the Cardinals, Sammy33 Cardinals, so this is who I am. And then the PSN name. PSN simple. I need it anyway because I need to invite you to the league in Discord. I need to make sure that everyone is in Discord, so it's an easy way to be able to reach out to people. So I need those. Second, I need position, priority, and best player available. You can always update that between me, Blue, and Strikeout. I have no problem with it. Said I will always go off of the best player available first. Then we'll go with position after, because this is round 5. We still have essentially 20 rounds to go of movement. Gotta do something to get a lot of stuff happening over the next 5 days. So that's the plan. The time limit is going to be 3 hours unless a bunch of people override me, because I feel like within 3 hours, that is a somewhat reasonable amount of time, especially if you have a list handy, because if you can't pick, it's fine. We can go off of that. It's not a big deal. You're going to get a player that you generally would be happy with anyway. If not, then hey, you have your pick. It speeds things up a little bit. Maybe I should have had a time limit in the beginning. Not something I thought about. Makes a lot of sense, but I didn't think about that at the time. This will force, kind of force picks to be made faster so we can move along. And then next Thursday, draft party. I can't promise that I would be able to do it on Wednesday or Tuesday because I work graveyards. I would like to say that I could, but we really, basically Thursday. After that, the rest of the weekend, hopefully, ideally, is spent finishing up picks and getting all the players moved properly. But the first things first, I need everyone to sign up or to be able to give me their PSN invite. So I have a spreadsheet. I'm working on filling that out. I'll have all the information. That way you know how to contact your opponent when it comes time to play them. But we got to get everyone in the league first. So draft and invites, priority. The list and PSN. If you haven't heard from me in terms of an invite, I probably don't have your PSN, so just let me know. That is all. We will talk again this weekend. At some point, I'll come up with a video to talk about a little more detailed things, and I'll invite someone for a potential chat for an interview, just like I did with Strikeout. So that's it. That's all I got. Thanks for listening. And hopefully, coming out of this weekend, we'll be a lot farther along. So, fingers crossed.